7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
What's up, everyone? This is Bill. Today I'm just going to go over a few things. This is the NCY crankcase ventilation tube setup from DrowSports. I'll leave a link in the description to go purchase it, so look down in the description. You can get this, even after shipping. I think it was total was like 15 bucks, something like that. Okay, so see, this is the engine decompression tube. Okay, so basically what this kit consists of, you're going to get a couple hose clamps, you're going to have a tube, you're going to have this little guy right here, which they suggest to put at the end. I did something a little different. I'll show you what I did. So that's what you're going to get. This is not part of this. Okay, so that's what you're going to get, and then this is my oil dipstick. Obviously it's cut because I'm running the Taco clutch cover on my Honda Grom. Okay, so you get you'll get a long tube. It's about 3 feet long. You'll get that little piece to go in the end and a couple of hose clamps, and then you'll also get the piece that plugs down into, it threads into where your dipstick would normally go. Okay, so we'll take a look at what I got installed on the bike. Okay, so as you can see here on the bike, this is the piece I'm talking about. This threads into where your dipstick would go, and especially with the oil, with the Taco clutch cover, you have an oil reservoir, or you have an oil clear little glass here, so you don't need the dipstick to check your oil. Okay, and so then that's just hose clamp to the nipple on it. The hose runs over to the other side, and then it's running right back here. Okay, so what you want to do is, I would install that, and what a lot of guys do is they just run it up under here somewhere. Okay, you just run it straight up behind the intake, and you can run it up here and just zip tie it off somewhere up here, and use that little open nipple. Now, I just didn't want to use the open end on that. I just worry about something getting inside there. I mean, that's going straight into the motor there. So what I used, show you the other side here, is this little guy, this little breather tube. This little filter, little micro filter here. So you can just go to any hardware store and find these. You know, this little ventilation filter. It's allowing air to come in and out as it pleases. Okay, it's zip tied up here, right up on top of the oil cooler, right next to the velocity stack there. Okay, and my hose runs up, and I have not seen oil come up this high. So what I was saying is, if you're going to do something like this, don't cut that hose when you get it from DrowSports or wherever you get it. Don't cut that hose. Okay, run that hose up as high as you can, up underneath your plastic somewhere. You can even run it over and under here and let it sit there, and run the bike and keep an eye and see if you can figure out how high up the oil is getting, if any oil at all. Okay, I've only gotten oil splatter maybe an inch out of where the dipstick is. So I mean, I've only seen residue from oil maybe up to here tops on this bike. Okay, and this has a 181 Takagawa big bore kit on it. You can see right down in here, that dark color, there's a little bit of oil residue sitting in there. Okay, so I mean, you're gonna get a little bit, but not enough to where it matters that I use that, because that open filter, obviously, just laying up on the side, if oil was to shoot all the way over there, it could drip out and go everywhere and make a mess. But I haven't had any issues, and I mean, I run the piss out of this bike, so I haven't had any issues. Okay, so go check out DrowSports. I'll put a link in the description so you can go purchase that crank ventilation tube. Should help with a little bit of heat dissipation too. I mean, you're letting pressure out of there, you're letting hot air out of there, so whereas with the dipstick it's all sealed. Okay, so it'll help with heat a little bit, and help that crankcase breathe, keep your seals nice and fresh so you don't break nothing under high stress. Okay, so there you go. That's the DrowSports decompression tube. Thanks for watching. Check the description below. Follow me on social media. If you got tuning questions, hit me up, let me know. Have a good day. Peace.